Ireland's latest flashpoint on the issue of immigration included people kneeling in prayer in front of police. Come for the rosary, stay for the riot. People were protesting outside a site due to accommodate asylum seekers in Wicklow. This is Simon Harris's constituency, the country's new Taoiseach, or Prime Minister. The site was supposed to accommodate some of the asylum seekers living in tents outside the International Protection Office in Dublin. But in the last few days, the issue has threatened to develop into a full-scale row between the British and Irish governments. Here is how. Last week, the Minister for Justice, Helen McEntee, said that 80% of the 6,000 people or so claiming asylum in the Republic this year were coming from across the land border with Northern Ireland. The Deputy Prime Minister in Ireland then said that's to do with the Rwanda effect. Rishi Sunak in turn said, see, Rwanda's working people are deterred. They're leaving the UK, coming to Ireland. Then the Irish cabinet decided to try and rush through legislation this week to bring people back to the United Kingdom. London has said, though, I don't think so. Jad Al-Hamani is from Jordan, flew from London to Belfast a few weeks ago, then got a bus from there to Dublin across Ireland's frictionless border.
I didn't stay in the UK because I've been told that they will send me to Rwanda.
The prospect of being sent back to Rwanda was one of the reasons why you decided to come to Ireland. I see. And do you think that is the same for lots of people here in the tents?
I think, yeah, I can't say yes or no. I'm not 100% sure, but I think, yeah, it's the same reason.
Some people we interviewed did cite Rwanda as a reason they're here. Others did not. We spoke to 3 immigration lawyers today who told us they're not yet experiencing a notable spike in the numbers of asylum seekers, saying that the Rwanda policy is a determining factor when choosing Ireland above the UK. So you could argue it is in the interests of both governments to talk up that Rwanda effect. Dublin can say, see, it's Rwanda that has resulted in scenes like this on the streets of the capital. London can say, see, the Rwanda policy is working. People are being deterred and are coming to Ireland instead. Can we see it?
Yeah, of course.
Ghaffar is from Afghanistan,
nice
arrived
anyway.
in Ireland from the
Life,
UK recently. Spent half his life in and out of British asylum detention centres, threatened with deportations that didn't materialise.
Every time they catch me, they put me in detention centre for 3 months, 2 months, and they release me back. And they
So how long were you in the UK for?
Some 17 years, close to 17 years.
17 years?
Yeah, long time, mate, long time. That's the truth is. Yeah.
And why did you come to Ireland?
I come to Ireland because I got fed up of these people, mate. Because these people only make you angry, and these people not helping you. And that's the truth.
For this Afghan, the ultimate deterrent was this: being stuck in a system that did not work. Been in it for so long, he rails against it with a British accent.
You make me sad, man. That's the truth is.
Why? Because you feel like your life has just...
I waste my time, innit? That's the truth.
Pádraig O'Brien there. Well, joining me now from near Dublin is the Irish MEP, Barry Andrews. Mr. Andrews, how much of an issue, statistically, numerically, is it of asylum seekers crossing into Ireland from the UK?
Well, the figure that has been shared widely over the last few days is that 80% of international protection applicants are coming across the land border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. And that's extrapolated from the fact that very few of the international protection applicants are presenting at ports or at airports. So evidently and anecdotally, it appears to be fairly certain that at least 80% of the applicants are coming across the border.
The Irish Foreign Minister, Micheál Martin, said that that 80% figure was not based on data, evidence or statistics. So do we have any official sense of of whether there is a Rwanda effect or not? Or is this, as Pádraig suggested, perhaps it is suit both governments to talk this up at the moment?
Well, the Rwanda effect is slightly doubtful because, in fact, there has been a spike in international protection applicants in Ireland over 2022 and 2023. It suits Rishi Sunak's current political agenda to allege that the Rwanda effect is very, very serious and that it is causing the movement of people out of the United Kingdom. It may well be true, and you heard in the piece there that there are some who are very concerned about the very distressing arbitrary detention of applicants from places like Afghanistan. And what's really worrying about what Rishi Sunak is doing is that he must know that there's a free movement area and the common travel area between the UK and Ireland. He knows that Ireland is struggling with its numbers, and he has a total reckless disregard for the impact that's having on Ireland's migration management system. And as neighbours, you would expect much better cooperation, much better understanding, in the same way as the UK expected the French government to cooperate on the matter of stopping boats from leaving the northern French coast.
You say it suits Rishi Sunak to talk this up, but it also suits the Irish Prime Minister, doesn't it? Because you have people living in tents outside immigration offices in the centre of Dublin. There are elections coming up in Ireland as well. This is a useful distraction in that sense.
I think this is a serious issue in the UK. We follow English coverage of the Rwanda bill. It's very clear that it undermines UK commitments to international law principles, particularly the European Convention on Human Rights. And from an EU-UK point of view, there is a commitment by the UK under the Trade Cooperation Agreement to make sure that it complies with the European Convention on Human Rights. So there's a vulnerability there for the UK government from being taken to the European to dispute resolution with the European Union on this matter.
What would you say, then, Mr. Andrews, to people who say that there is no difference between asylum seekers passing through the UK to claim asylum in Ireland as opposed to asylum seekers passing through France to claim asylum in the UK?
Look, there is a UK-France deal to deal with this. It was signed in 2023. So what we have an Ireland.
There isn't a returns agreement, is there?
There is a returns agreement between Ireland and the UK from 2020. From immediately the UK withdrew from the European Union. We've had a deal that works, it works well. So what we need now is for people to calm down a little bit. Let's have an adult, grown-up, mature conversation, find a common sense pathway, because each of us relies on each other's migration management system. And as Rishi Sunak and his Tory government knows better than anybody else, when we see public confidence in migration management being eroded, particularly when it's caused by a neighbouring country, it can lead to a very toxic political environment, and no neighbour should visit that upon his own neighbour, whether it's Ireland and Britain or Britain and France, and we need to have that resolved very, very quickly.
OK, Barry Andrews, MEP, thank you very much for your time this evening.